shouldn't be hard. Life should be a fun-filled adventure every day. So now start joining up dots. Tap into your talents, your skills, your God-given gifts, and tell your boss you don't deserve me. I'm out of here. It's time for you to smash that alarm clock and start getting the dream business and life you, well, of course, are dreaming of. Let's join your host, David Ralph, from the back of his garden in the UK, or wherever he might be today, with another jammed-packed episode of the #1 hit podcast, Join Up Dots.
Yeah, good morning to you and welcome to the next episode on the Get Wealthy course. In the last one, we were talking about finding a money mentor, somebody who will provide you guidance and expertise, and by building up a detailed and useful relationship that works both ways, you can tap into their knowledge and help you fast forward in your desire to get wealthy. Well, in today's episode of Join Up Dots, we're going to be talking about professionals that you pay for. Now, we're all on a journey to financial independence, and that often means seeking the help of people who know more about investments than we do. And these are professionals, and they can offer real detailed, invaluable advice and help steer you in the right direction. But it's essential to remain in control of your own financial destiny. So in this episode, we're going to be talking about empowering you to use investment professionals wisely, to make informed choices, but to also ensure that their actions align with your goals, not just their commissions, because they're giving you advice to make money. They're not just there to help you. Now, to start, it's essential to understand what investment professionals do. They're experts who can provide advice managing your assets, recommending strategies to grow your wealth, and whether it's stockbrokers, financial advisors, wealth managers, these professionals have the experience and insights of being involved in money that on a daily basis, I suppose, that many of us don't have. But there's a difference between seeking their expertise and surrendering control over your financial decisions to these people. A good investment professional will open doors to opportunities that you probably haven't considered before. They provide things like risk management insights, and they will help you diversify your portfolio so that your money's working better for you. But the key thing is they should never be the ones driving your car. You, as the investor, must be in the driver's seat at all times, because no one knows your financial goals, risk tolerance, or personal situation better than you. So when you work with an investment professional, you've got to think of them as a co-pilot. They're going to help navigate the landscape of investing, but you must always have the final say on the direction that you're heading. So how can they be used? Why would you want to pay for them? The financial industry is driven by incentives. Literally all of them, I would say, of the professionals out there are working for a company who's there to make money. And so they are paying their professionals on a commission structure to ultimately bring wealth into their own business. This means that they might push certain products or strategies towards you that aren't necessarily in your best interest, but serve their own financial gain. It's really key to understand they're not there to help you. They're there to make a living for themselves and make a living for the company that they're working for. Now, you've probably heard of situations where investors were steered into high-fee products or risky investments that weren't suitable for their needs. I hold my hands up. I've had the same, where literally I would have done better just putting the money under the bed and then taking it out 10 years later. It doesn't mean that all professionals are out to take advantage of you. Far from it. Many advisors are good, they're reputable, they act in their clients' best interests. However, without understanding how the industry works and how the professionals that you're looking at working with are compensated, it's easy to end up making decisions that benefit them more than you. So you've got to ask them. You've got to ask questions. You've got to challenge their recommendations. You've got to ensure you understand any decision before you commit. You've got to say to them, so how are you going to make money out of this? And if they come back with some kind of fudgy answer, technical jargon, sophisticated data that you don't understand, then you've got to think, hang on, this is more in the advisor's side than myself. I don't really understand what they're saying. You've got to ask them to say it in layman's terms. You've got to understand how the structure is going to work on both sides. Now, one of the key principles behind this is self-education. Just start learning more about it. And while it's perfectly fine to seek guidance, as we say, you should never blindly rely on someone else to manage your wealth. The most successful investors are those who take the time to learn about the markets, stay updated on their investments, and understand the strategies being implemented on their behalf. It's not an automatic pilot thing, this. You've got to look at it. I'll tell you a story. I bought shares in a football team many, many years ago, and I bought them at 0.1% of a penny or something, hardly anything. And on one day, they got into the FA Cup final, which is a big football match in the United Kingdom. And those shares went up to 10p a share. I should have bought them. I should have sold them on that day. It didn't even occur to me because I'd given over to the advisor for telling me what to happen. So I went and saw the football match, didn't once think about these shares. When I worked it out afterwards, I would have made about £400,000 profit that I lost out on because I just switched off from it. So you've got to really stay on the ball. You don't need to become an expert in financial markets, but having a basic understanding and understanding diversification, risk management, asset allocation will empower you to make better decisions. And the more you understand, the less likely you are to be taken advantage of or doing a stupid thing like I did that missed out on a lovely windfall just because I was standing in a pub watching this football match instead of thinking, hang on, I've got money in here somehow. So how do you educate yourself? Well, start with basics. Read books, take online courses, follow trusted financial blogs and podcasts. Understand what different financial products are. What's the difference between stocks, bonds, ETFs, mutual funds? It can all make the difference, and the more you know, the less intimidated you'll be, and the more you can engage meaningfully with the professionals. And the idea of this is becoming so good that you become the professional yourself. You start defining your own financial goals. So before you even approach an investment professional, you need to have a clear understanding of what your financial goals are. We've already discussed this in another episode of the course. We probably mentioned it in 2 or 3 of the episodes. You've got to know, are you saving for retirement? Are you looking for a down payment on a house? Are you building an emergency fund? Are you looking to work less? You've got to understand what you're trying to achieve, and that will help you find the right advisor that will align with your strategies. And having these goals also allow you to measure the success of their advice. If their strategy is veering you too far from what you're trying to achieve or exposing you to unnecessary risks, you're going to be able to spot it and you'll be able to change direction. Another important point is to stay realistic about your expectations. No advisor can promise you guaranteed returns. Even if they can say the risks are low, but markets fluctuate and there's always risks involved. They will go up, they will go down. So be wary of anyone who says, yeah, all you've got to do is give me the money and you guarantee high returns with minimal risk. Have that as a red flag and think, no, I'm going to look more into this. This sounds a bit dodgy. If it's too good to be true, it generally always is. Now, as we say, one of the most significant risks in working with the professional is that over-delegating the responsibility. If you don't understand what's happening with your investments, you're not really in control. And when things go wrong, you won't know how to fix them. So stay engaged with your investments. Review them every day. There's apps, there's websites that you can upload everything. You can see when things are going up. You can see when things are going down. You'll be able to understand why certain decisions are being made. It's your money after all. You should be making your money work for you, not work for the advisor. So how do you find them? How do you find the right professional? Just like we said with the mentor, it's about doing your work. You've got to find somebody who's transparent about their fees. They've got to be transparent about how they're being compensated, and make sure they're willing to educate you along the way and not just manage your money in isolation. Be willing for them to answer your questions. Say to them, look, I'm going to bombard you with questions here. I'm going to bombard you with emails. I want to know that you're going to respond to those emails fully. I don't want to be chasing you up on this. Can you guarantee that? Consider seeking out an advisor who is legally obligated to act in your best interest. They're out there. They're required to prioritize your needs above their own, offering an extra layer of protection to you. And when you interview them, ask them, make it like a job interview. Ask them, how are you compensated about this? What is your investment philosophy? How do you handle risk? Can you provide examples of how you helped clients with similar goals to mine? Don't think you're being rude. Get them to prove themselves. Get them to provide you a CV, a resume. Ask them, can you contact some of their clients to ask them? Ask for reviews and feedback. Ultimately, you want someone who is open to say, yeah, no problem at all. I'll give you this person's name. You can speak to them. I'll give you this person. If somebody says, oh, I don't feel comfortable with doing that, then once again, look at it as a red flag. You've got to maintain a healthy relationship with your advisor. It's got to be open. It should be collaborative. It's not a one-time event where you hand over money and you walk away. You've got to say, on a Wednesday, I want to check in with you. I want updates. I want reviews to stay on top of the financial situation. You've got to bombard them. So, key thing to this is the action plan. Number one, educate yourself. Commit to learning more about investments. Start with basic concepts like asset classes, diversification, risk management, because the more you know, the less likely you're going to be taken advantage of. Then set those clear financial goals that we keep on talking about. Before meeting with a professional, define your financial goals. Are you investing for retirement, a home, or something else? Having clarity will guide your conversations and make you realize that you're in control, and ask questions. Never, never, never hesitate to ask questions or challenge what they're saying. A good advisor will take the time to explain everything to your satisfaction, and then review regularly. Because if you set up regular reviews of your investments and your meetings with your advisor, then you're going to be in control, because you're the one in charge of your financial future. Use professionals to enhance your knowledge and strategy, but never hand over full control. So, that is how to find a professional. You're in control. You can ask the right questions. You can find the right person. Be happy that you're paying for their experience. And once you're paying for their experience, they're working for you. It's their job to build your wealth up and not their own. In the next episode of the Get Wealthy course, we're going to delve into more about investments and how you can really make sure that your money starts working for you. So while you're resting or on vacation, you're actually still earning. It's a key part to the program. Until next time, we will see you again. Cheers. See ya. Bye-bye.
That's the end of Join Up Dots. You've heard the conversation. Now it's time for you to start taking massive action. Create your future, create your life. It's the only life you've got. We'll be back again real soon. Join Up Dots, Join Up Dots, Join Up Dots, Join Up Dots. Join Up Dots.